All right, so what do you get when you take a netbook and you rip the keyboard off of it? I'll tell you what you get. You get this. This is the Archos 9 tablet. It's a very small, very interestingly spec'd device from Archos. It is a 9-inch display, 1024 by 600 lines of resolution, but it really is exactly like a netbook, just minus the keyboard. It's got an Atom processor. It's got a gigabyte of memory. It's got 10100 Ethernet. It's got BG wireless. All those features that you'd get on a netbook, but there is no keyboard. It is a resistive touchscreen, actually. Has a stylus, has a little stand right here that you can see. It's a really cool little device, and it runs on Windows 7 Starter Edition, so it's a little mini computer. It's not exactly an Android or an iOS type of system. It's more of a computer that doesn't happen to have a keyboard. So let's take a quick look at it. I'll show you first of all the display. Like I said, it's 9 inches. That's why it's called the Archos 9. It's 1024 by 600, which actually is a decent display. Same thing you'd find on a netbook. And it's just a little bit smaller of a display. So it's 8.9 diagonal instead of 10, but basically the same. It makes it a little bit nice and portable, though. So the first thing you'll notice is the way that you actually move your cursor around on this device. Now you're basically meant to hold it with both hands because on this side over here, which is the right, you have this little cursor which lets you move your mouse, and then over here on this side you have your right and your left click buttons, and that's the way that works. Now let's say you wanted to hit Control-Alt-Delete or something like that and there's no keyboard, you actually have a dedicated button right up here. That's going to bring up your Control-Alt-Delete, your different F keys. If you want just a regular keyboard to type in to a cursor, then you bring up this one, which is the bottom button. Now, right on top of those two buttons, hidden there is a 1.3 megapixel webcam. So if you want to do some sort of Skyping or anything, remember, this is a fully fledged Windows 7 system. So if you want to Skype or use any programs, including Google Plus's Hangout, or if you want to use the new features on Facebook, you can do all that with that built-in 1.3 megapixel webcam. So that's very, very nice. Now, let's talk a little bit about what's inside this little tablet. Like I said, it's exactly like a netbook. It's got an Intel Atom. It's the Z515, which is a 1.2 gigahertz CPU. It's got a gigabyte of DDR2 memory in it, and it's got the Intel Polesbo US15W video chipset. Now, what makes it a little bit different than your standard netbook, let's say, is actually the drive that's in here. It's not a hard drive. It's a 32 gigabyte SSD. That means that if you get angry at this thing and you shake it, because you kind of shake it because it's little, you're not going to break it. You won't ruin all your data by scratching the disk. Not a problem. So that's really nice. Again, 802.11b and G. It's got Bluetooth 2.0 with EDR, and it's got a 10100 port for Ethernet with a little adapter if you do want to use that. It's got about 5 hours of battery life claimed. That's if you crank that monitor way, way down. I'd say more about 3, normally speaking. And it comes with Windows 7 Starter. So that's pretty much it. It's a really nice little device. And real quick also, just so you know, it does, in case you're old school, if you want to use a stylus, it does have a stylus. It does have a little stand that you can pull out in case you want to put it down. It does have a removable battery in case you want to carry a spare. And also the coup de grace, the nice little thing down here, it's got a mini HDMI port. So if you want to throw this onto a TV and kind of play some videos or Netflix or whatever, again, it's a full-fledged system. You can actually do that. You can do some Netflix or some Hulu and go ahead and plug it into your HD TV and output in full 1080p. So there you have it. If you do not want a honeycomb or Android or iOS tablet, you want to stick with Windows 7, you want to use what you know and what you're comfortable with, the Archos 9 might work out for you, so check it out. If you have any questions on it, feel free to email me, and I'll see you guys next time. For more information on the Archos 9 tablet, type in A685-0702 into any major search engine.